This playthrough is rated T for teen.
Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. In the previous episode, we finished our exploration of the lower city apartments, and we finally convinced the Sith to let us into other city. Apparently, this is the only way to find Mission Veo and Zalbar, so we can help get into the Black Vulcar factory. Unfortunately, hideout. Unfortunately, in the Undercity, we find a hive of the sickly and left forgotten, or descendants of criminals and terrorists. A sad life they lead. Let's see if we can talk to them and learn a bit more information before we explore the Undercity. Don't want to get lost now, so let's talk to this man here.
Greetings, Upworlder. We rarely see your kind here in the Undercity. I find it strange that so many of you have come down from the surface recently.
No offense, but I can see why people normally avoid this place.
Why have you come into this dark and sunless place? Is there something you need of me or my village? I will help you however I can.
Apparently he says a couple of people have been here recently. I wonder who. Who are you people? Why do you live here in the Undercity?
We are the outcasts, shunned from the surface for our crimes and banished here to the Undercity. We banded together to form this village that we might survive in this hostile environment. I am Gendar, leader of this village, as my father was and as was his father before him. Many of us have been here for generations, our ancestors cast down long ago. There is no return to the surface for us or our descendants, but somehow we managed to survive amidst the filth and roaming bands of deadly rat-ghouls.
You live a terrible life, and I feel bad for you, but what a horrible way to live.
Life down here can be difficult. It can break the spirit. Many in the village have become bitter and hopeless, especially those newly cast down. But life goes on, and we must try to make the best of what we have. And maybe someday we will find a better life. Listen to me. I'm starting to sound like Rookil.
Oh yeah, that old man we talked to. It's kind of weird how we can still question and ask him about stuff when we pretty much know much about him, but let's get his take on it.
The oldest man in the village. He's a kind soul, but I'm afraid he's growing weary of this world. He dreams of escaping, of finding a better world. If you wish to speak to him, you can probably find him wandering about the village. As I said, a kind man, though he does cling to his illusions.
When he says wandering the village, he means right across the way. You can see him in the little animation, or in the little cutscene. He's right there. Hello, Rookil. He goes, "What? I'm old. I can't hear you." Tell me about the rat ghouls that live down here.
The rat ghouls are monsters, hideous mutations who feast on the flesh of our villagers. Their diseased jaws can infect those they attack, transforming the victim into one of those abominations. We know of no cure for the disease, and for the good of the village, we must banish any who become infected, lest they transform and turn on us.
Basically Star Wars zombies. Anything else you can tell us?
Ask your questions, Upworlder. I will answer to the best of my knowledge, though I know little beyond the borders of the Undercity.
Apparently he doesn't have much to do, even though he's the de facto leader of this place, but other than trying to survive, what else you gotta do? I'm looking for a Twi'lek named Mission Veo. That's how the game pronounces it anyway.
Like many times, though I've never spoken to her. She and her Wookiee companion often pass through our village on their way to explore the sewers.
And how can I get to the sewers then?
There are two entrances into the sewers from the Undercity. One to the northeast of our village, the other to the southeast. But the sewers are dangerous, Upworlder. If you dare to travel those dark tunnels, you would be wise to go heavily armed, unless you wish to become a meal for the rock ghouls and the other foul creatures.
Why can't any RPG, one, not have to have a sewer system, which most sewers aren't even designed like they show in these games anyway? That's only fictionalized. And two, well, there are some big sewers, but there's some rare cases. But two, they always have to be dangerous. They always have to have stuff like alligators. Kind of brings back Resident Evil 2 memories all over again.
Ask your questions.
You know what I'm talking about, people. Let's see, is that it? Let's see. About the rat ghouls. And I do apologize for the audio, their in conversations cutting out. I have no idea why it does that. I really don't. My disc isn't scratched or anything, so it might be the emulation progress on the Xbox 360. That's all I can tell you. Anyway, you said something about Upworlders came here. What about them?
Our village has seen many visitors from the surface recently. Armored troops, swoop gang members, mercenaries. They come to search our sunless world. They're even searching the sewers.
I wonder who they're searching for. Okay, we already asked them that. I think we're good.
As you wish, Upworlder. Should you have need of anything else, come speak to me. I represent the entire village, and I will do my best to help you however I can.
Okay, so he's told us basically where we need to go to find Mission Veo. So let's see if these villagers require any help from us. We're Western, or well, I mean, even Japanese RPGs, you'd have something similar too. Let's see if anyone else has anything we can do to help. Let's see. Oop, nope, I don't want to open that door.
You can't go through this gate. There is too much danger and suffering beyond. For your own sake, turn back.
I meant to talk to her before I did that. Whoops. Who are you?
I am Isala, healer of this village. I use my knowledge and what little resources we have to care for the outcasts who are sick or injured. But despite my medical training, there is nothing I can do to help the poor souls locked on the other side of this gate.
Yeah, too bad that this game had a lack of like resources. Otherwise, random NPCs would look a little bit different than other characters. Because we saw her model just a moment ago with Gendar's daughter, or not his daughter. What that young lady who introduced us here. Anyway, what are you talking about?
The villagers infected with the Rutgore disease are quarantined beyond this gate. It's only a matter of time until they transform into horrible creatures that would destroy us all.
So you just lock them away in a cage?
For the sake of the village, we have to keep the infected ones locked away. And when they finally do transform into Rutgores, we'll let them destroy each other.
That sounds like what some people do with insane asylums and prisons. They just throw them in and go, they'll kill each other. We don't have to fix the problem. Although this is a sci-fi version of it, which is much worse, but you get my point there. There must be something someone... I'm going to try to help the infected ones. You could be brash about it. I'm just going to say, there's got to be something we can do.
Nothing can be done for the infected villagers. Even the serum to counteract the Rutgore disease wouldn't be any use now. Nobody would be foolish enough to risk going into the pens to give them the cure. The infected ones could transform into Rutgores and attack them at any moment.
So you're just going to leave the infected ones to die? You're a coward. I'm going through those gates to try and help the infected ones. Let's be a bit brash to her.
I can't help the infected ones. They have to die so that the rest of the village can live. I accept this. If you think that makes me a coward, so be it.
Yeah, I'm usually not that brash with stuff like that. So, was the old saying, the lives of the many outweigh the lives of the few? It's hard to say that when you're actually one of the few.
If you have questions, you should speak to Gendar. He's the leader of this village. All my attention has to stay focused on trying to ease the suffering of those within the village. But despite my medical training, there is nothing I can do to help the poor souls locked on the other side of this gate.
So can we get the healing that... But anyway, I need healing for myself, so... There we go. Alright, so we've unlocked a quest. Several of the outcasts have been infected with the Rutgore disease. They've been placed in quarantine. Whoops. So we need to find the cure so we can...
Back again.
Let's see if I can...
if you have questions...
skip it, see if I can...
But despite my medical... The villagers...
I'm going to see if I can ask him
So you just lock them...
For the sake of
because I don't have the cure yet.
I can't stop you from going through the gates, Upworlder. But if the infected ones have already transformed into Rutgores, you'll be walking into your grave.
But I don't actually have the cure yet, so I can't actually go in there and do anything about that. So we'll come back there later as soon as we get the cure, which we've heard that there's a cure somewhere. We just haven't run across it quite yet. I think we're supposed to run across it sometime here in the future. Let's just double check the little area, see if there's any hidden chests or stuff we can steal for these poor people. It's like, protagonist coming through, don't care if you're poor, gonna steal your stuff if you got it.
Hey, you ain't from the village. You're from the Upworld, ain't you? Yes, you've got credits, I bet.
Watch yourself. There's something slimy about this guy. I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him.
My name's Saigir. I run a little salvage shop here. You want to buy something from my store? I got some good deals.
Well, your voice and your face do not match up, my friend. How do you manage to run a shop here anyway?
If a villager comes across any useful salvage in the Undercity, they bring it to me. Every so often, members from the lower city gangs come down to trade for the salvage. They'll exchange food and medicine for engine parts, old blasters and the like. Sometimes they even give me credits if I have some really good stuff.
Do you have any questions you can answer?
Oh, you better ask Gendar. He's the spokesman for the village. I just run the store. I don't want to make him mad by answering any questions. Gendar already doesn't like me.
It sounds like the guy who's voicing him is trying to do a... Oh, what's the name of that voice actor? Or not voice actor. Actor from, like, the 30s? Peter Lorre, that's it. He's, like, doing a poor Peter Lorre impression. Why doesn't Gendar like you?
Gendar seems to think I should share the profits of my store with the whole village. He figures we're all in this together, so it should be share and share alike. But I'm the one who runs the store. I'm the one who makes the deals. The others just bring me salvage to trade with the Upworlders. Why should they get anything?
I don't know, maybe a responsibility to the people who protect you and keep you warm at night? I don't know. I mean, I call that responsibility to those around you. I agree with you. Your story then fine. That's why Gandar's mad. There has to be more to it than that. That's a pretty selfish attitude.
Hey, you don't know what it's like down here. I have to claw and scrape to survive. Nobody else will look out for me. But Gendar doesn't agree with my philosophy. He caught me hoarding supplies a while back. I figured I'd wait until food was scarce and then I could offer it to people who'd follow me instead of Gendar. Then I'd be the leader. But Gendar made me share my hoard. Ever since then, he hasn't trusted me. He keeps me around because of my store, though. Without it, this village wouldn't stand a chance.
It's like a necessary evil type of thing, isn't it? Well, let's see if you have anything interesting to buy.
It ain't the best stuff. Mostly salvage and such, but the prices are right.
Is it, Bob Barker? I don't think so. If I remember correctly, he charges a bit more than other places do, so... that's actually really good armor, the Chani battle armor to buy, but don't need it. Not really. If you know what you're doing in your game, you can get around it. This pistol is actually pretty good to give to Cart too. I don't need it, but it's definitely one to consider. Oh, that's a really good combat implant because it makes you immune to critical hits. So that's definitely one to suggest getting if you have the extra dough. He's got a scope if you want to upgrade Cart. I think Cart's blaster is upgradable. Vibration cell. We already have that one, so we don't need it. I don't need any Pizzat cards. I don't think I'll buy this just yet, but keep some implants like these aware, because the immunity to critical hits is a very good item to have. The only other one is immunity to mind affecting stuff is one of the other best things you can buy in the game. So we might buy that later, but for now we'll keep that on the back burner of a possibility. Okay, so I need, let's see, before we head out, make sure, because I've played this game quite a bit, but I still forget like little details like footlockers and little things you can purchase or collect. Does she have anything extra to mention since
Hello
since last
again.
time?
I'm glad you came back.
It doesn't look like. Nah, never mind. Okay. Hey, you have the same face as that one lady. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Looks like we're good here. I didn't think the Undercity had much in the way of pillage. Well, I mean, not in the city anyway. If we leave, we can. We're gonna run across some stuff out there in the dangerous Undercity. Anything there? Okay, good. Just making sure. Sometimes it's easier to forget.
Hurry, Hindar! Hurry! I can hear it coming!
He'll never make it. He's doomed. I told him he was a fool to leave the village.
He will make it. Run, Hindar, run!
Open the gate! Quickly! There isn't much time!
I can't. The Rakghouls are too close.
The mutants will kill him if you don't open the gate!
And if I open the gate, they'll kill us all.
No! You can't do this! It isn't fair! Please, make him open the gate. Hindar will die if he doesn't.
I can't open the gate. Not while the Rakghouls are so near.
Alright, so basically this is another light side or dark side situation. You could technically be impartial, but still dark side to let him basically die, but Yeah, we're the good guys. Open the gates!
You'd risk your life for a stranger? You're brave, Upworlder. I'll open the gate for you, but you gotta be quick. In a few seconds, I must close and lock it again.
Alright, Karth, you ready to fight some rat ghouls? Let's do it. Where are they? Alright. Rat ghouls are pretty easy. They can do poison you, which weakens your constitution basically. Let's see. How many are there? Whoops. Wrong one. I was checking to see. Looks like there's only one. I could have swore this battle had two. Eh. Okay, let me... Whoops, that's not what I want to do. There we go.
Sure.
Hey, even the guy that who was yeah, see, I got poisoned. But luckily the fight isn't too difficult, so we
Sure.
But so we were able to survive. Yeah, see, our HP's going down, so keep that in mind when you're fighting rat ghouls, is that they can poison you, so. Alright. Hey guys,
I can't
we saved
thank you enough for saving me, Upworlder. If I had anything but these rags on my back, it would be yours. But we have nothing.
I still have you, Hendar. That's all I need. Let's go back to the village.
Oh, they were lovers. That's why she wanted him to open the gate so badly. Well, can't blame her. I mean, you know, if my lover was out there about to die, I'd try to find a way to save them. So, you know, passion,
Thank you for saving Hendar. You are braver than I, Upworlder. Maybe we outcasts have lived too long in selfish fear. Perhaps we can learn a lesson from your brave actions. But enough of my ramblings. Is there something you need, Upworlder?
Man, you talk about this action as a revelation. Are you guys really have nothing to do down here or nothing? Oh well, who are you?
I'm Trellin, from the Outcast Village. It's my job to guard the gates and see they are locked to protect us from the rat ghouls.
Huh. Well, you do a pretty good job, especially when in a dilemma situation, unless you have a convenient protagonist here to save the day. Can you answer my questions?
I just guard the gates. Gendar's the leader of the village, Upworlder. You should speak to him if you have any questions.
I forget the name of that voice actor, but I've heard him before. If you play, I think he makes a voice appearance in Knights of the Old Republic 2 as well. He also voices a main character in Jade Empire, another BioWare game. I haven't heard him since, or at least not in BioWare games. I've heard his voice every once in a while, but
Goodbye,
I couldn't really point it out for you. But anyway, since those rat ghouls damaged us a bit, instead of wasting my thing on healing, I'm just gonna go back to that one lady and heal us up. Now fighting rat ghouls, it's one of the first instances where we have to worry about poisoning. So if you have some extra money, you might consider, depending on your build, maybe buying like 1 or 2 antidotes, depending on how long the fight is. If it's against one rat ghoul, it shouldn't be too bad. But if you're fighting like a plethora one and you get poisoned, might consider.
Is there something else you need?
Might consider buying them just to heal that. She'll actually heal the poison if you're still poisoned by the time you're coming back there, but that's not the case. Anyway, let's level up while we're here. Alright. Okay, looks like we get... Oh, another feat. Nice. Okay, we want to upgrade Persuade, first of all, so if we ever need to go back to that one before, and treat injury. So, good to go. And at this level, yes, we finally are able to upgrade 2-weapon fighting. So that's the next one I want to do. First, because I always want the ability to hit better with 2-handed weapons first, but and then when I get to my next level, I'll do improved flurry and so forth and so on until it gets to that point. So, and then dueling if we have the extra feats or conditioning and so forth. But anyway, let's add 2-weapon fighting and reduce our. Now I think I can go back to equipping my 2 weapons again after all this time. Let's go ahead and, because we want to do the Vibra Blade because of its balanced capabilities. Okay, see, we're a lot better. Before we were at -1 or +1 -1. Now we're at +4 -2, or sorry, +2. So just having 1 extra feat makes a whole lot of difference. So we'll now have a better chance to do more damage with Flurry. By the way, this won't be my final build for the character later on. There is a specific weapon I will use for combat. It's not too difficult. I'm going to use the double the staff type build. Since I haven't found a good staff weapon, I'm not going to use it yet, but that's where I'm going to go with this. So okay, so before we explore the outside world of the Undercity, let's go ahead and save it. Save it over that file. We haven't been back there in a while. Yeah, if you take a look at my file, you can tell that the game takes a while to... One, it takes a while to get started, and two, it's a decently long game. It's anywhere from 40 to 60 hours, depending on your...
Please, you have to help me. Nobody else is gonna help me. Even the Baxter won't help me. But I can't just leave him there. He's my friend. You'll help me, won't you?
Wow, this is the easiest we've ever found someone. Whole quests take like hours and hours. We find her, boom, right out of the gate. Wait. Why was she running and crying for help?
It's Zalbar. He's in trouble. Big trouble. We have to help him. If we don't, they'll sell him into slavery.
Who's selling who to slavery? Calm down, lady. Jesus. Zalbar, you mean your Wookiee friend? Gonna tell him what's going on. I have time for this. Guy said, yeah. It's like, screw the Wookiee. You know, calm down, Mission. Take a deep breath and tell me what happened.
Me and Zalbar, we were just wandering around here in the Undercity. You know, looking for stuff we could find, just kind of exploring. We do it all the time.
I guess with a Wookiee at your side, you've got to figure you can handle the odd rat ghoul attack.
Only this time, they were waiting for us. Gamorrean slave hunters. We didn't even have a chance to run. Big Z threw himself at him and then roared for me to run. I took off. I figured Zalbar would be right behind me. But there were too many of them. He couldn't get away. They're going to sell him to a slaver, I just know it.
Do you know where... see, why don't you ask out into the back to help you? Just right off the left of some Fred you are. Oh, there's so many dick responses in this game. I love it. Do you know where they took him?
I don't know for sure, but those Gamorreans like to hang out in the sewers. The stink reminds them of home, I guess. That's probably where they took Big Z.
By the way, the Gamorreans, if anyone who's unaware, if you've ever seen Star Wars Episode 6, they're the guards and they're the pig creatures in the Jabba the Hutt's palace. Yeah, pretty disgusting looking creatures. Wait here. I'll be back when I find Zalbar. Why don't you ask again? I don't have time for Wookiee. I need to find a way in the... if I help you get Zalbar back, that's more. I would do it just because they were nice to me. So, and I'm a good scout. I've explored all the worlds and lands and helper to those in need for some reason. Even though most normal people aren't really like that. Wait here. I'll be back when I find Zalbar.
No way. I'm the one that got Zalbar into this mess, so I'm coming with you. I'm not going to abandon him again.
Okay. Oh, I guess I have to say if I help you, you'll have to help me get inside. Okay. Well, all right, we'll do that. If I help you get Zalbar back, you have to help me get inside the Vulcar base. Okay. Actually, never mind. Why don't you ask Gadden in the back?
I can't ask Gadden. He's always telling me not to go into the Undercity. He says it's too dangerous with the rat ghouls and Gamorreans and all. He'll never send his specs down there.
What a dick, risking all the lives for one person. Man, he's a jerk. No, I'm just kidding. If I help you, you'll have to help me.
It's a deal. As soon as we get Big Z back, I'll show you a way into that Vulcar base. Now, come on. We have to find Zalbar before they sell him to slavers, or worse.
Do you know where he's being kept?
The Gamorreans make their camps in the sewers. I bet that's where we'll find Zalbar. And that's where I'll show you the secret entrance into the Vulcar compound.
Mission Vao has... more party members with Mission Vao has joined our team. Hooray! Alright, we automatically want both of them. Yes! Mission Vao. She's not a bad character. She is our scoundrel of the game. Well, she's basically our scoundrel and skill monkey, amongst other things. So, let's switch to her. We can level her up. Really for the most part, I won't use Mission for combat scenarios. I might put her in the party for, well, obviously I don't have a choice on what type of party members I put in my team, but for the purposes of the game, I probably won't use Mission mainly for skills other than combat. So she might not end up being in a lot of combat situations. Like I said, she's a scoundrel, so she's not technically built for combat. If you're playing the slow game, she can stealth. I mean, if you're not a scoundrel yourself, she can stealth and sneak attack people. That's pretty much the way you want. If you're going to use her for combat for some reason, like if you just like her character, or you like using like thief type classes, you need to worry about positioning for her, because she's all about attacking someone from behind, So if you're in combat, for example, since my guy is the guy who'll go into combat, take all the hits, and distract people, you might want her to get like behind them and blast them from behind so she gets sneak attack damage and all that. So yeah, the problem with playing as thieves is you have to worry about positioning. So anyway, since I'm not going to use her for combat a lot, I'm kind of just going to build her for skills for the most part, in most cases. So for that in mind, you just want to either build up her dexterity if you're going to use her for combat or keep her in combat so she can use her blasters better, or if you want her to be really high skill monkey for like out of combat scenarios like security and stuff like that, you'll want to upgrade her intelligence. For this part, I'm going to upgrade her dex because, like I said, we're going to get multiple characters with multiple skills in the game, so you don't have to put it all into one. So anyway, okay, see, look at that, 5 skill points. Okay, so yeah, basically we're going to use her for since I'm the computer use guy, I'm just going to do that. Can save. I also want her to be able to use like all characters in the game. Treat injury is also an important skill. Unfortunately, with scoundrels, it's not an important class skill. So what I do is I'm always going to save. I'm only going to build up her class skills first, and not put any points into like the cross class or anything like that. I'm going to save those skill points so I can upgrade treat injury whenever it becomes available at the next levels, because we get to save it. So there you go. Hooray! All right. So let's see if we can... I'm also going to keep on a single blaster. I could do double, but since she's not a fighter class, she doesn't get as many feats. That's the problem with scoundrels. We're just going to go ahead and keep her on a single blaster. I don't think I have any really good single... I might give her the heavy blaster since it does slightly better damage. She even comes with a vibro blade. I don't know why you give her. She's better for ranged anyway. I'll give her the heavy blaster, I think. Yeah, she comes with the stealth generator. See, I think... Do we all have... Yeah, I might as well equip everyone with a energy shield for the purposes of that. Okay. And I want to give her the combat suit since her dex will go up slightly. Yeah, she's actually got better defense basically because of her dex, how high her dex is, she's got a better defense than the rest of us. It's kind of funny in a weird case. So you still don't want her attacking us right up, but there you go. But yeah, she can also
ready.
Yeah.
You can also set her to stealth, and then it'll solo mode, and then she can run off. And we can also do this. And it slows her down, and like I said, if you're playing the scoundrel or if you're playing maybe a higher difficulty, may want to you want to utilize stealth a lot so you can get behind players and attack them. So okay, I want to turn it off because I'm not doing that. So anyway, yeah, we got Mission Val on the team. Hooray! But first, before we go find Salbar, we're gonna explore this place and see if we can find some hidden items and treasure. Ooh, rubble. There's rubble. Credits and medpack. From what I've noticed by playing this game multiple times is that the game indicates that you probably want to go through this entrance first, just because of how, where she finds us, and really probably for the grand scheme of things, you probably want to save Zalbar as soon as you can, because Zalbar, well, we'll get to that when the game indicates so far. So, but anyway, I want to explore the Undercity a bit further before we go into the sewers to save Zalbar. Because we're going to do it. Oh, by the way, because of Mission being a scoundrel, she has the demolition. So now, looks like we've... hello, who's this? Canderous. What's he doing here? Looks like that's like some exchange goonies nearby as well. Shh, be very, very quiet.
Don't move. I'm not afraid to use this blaster if I have to.
Settle down, kid. We've already lost enough men to those damn rat ghouls. The last thing we need now is more casualties from a needless firefight. By the looks of you, I'd say you're down here for the same reason we are. To salvage something from those downed Republic space pods. Let me give you some advice. Forget about it. Do yourself a favor and just head back from where you came.
It's kind of interesting that Canderous is pretty level-headed for being a Mandalorian mercenary. And why... Are you threatening me? Thief from a bunghole. Why... Well, why? Is there some danger down here?
This isn't a good place to stand around chatting. The Undercity is crawling with rat ghouls. I've already lost a half a dozen men to those monsters.
Candace, I heard something. Over there, in the shadows. Sounded like a rat ghoul.
And the game wants to load up before he... Oh! Combat! Well, luckily we've got
Looks like we've got company. Get those blasters ready, boys.
Well, luckily we've got, was it 3 exchange and Candor, so at least they can take the brunt of the hits. So that's a good thing for us. Let's see, do I want to... The only bad thing about grenades is I think it hurts, if I remember, it hurts allies too. So we want to... I want them to get, basically I want them to get attacked first before I start helping them. Oh, there goes a... Oh, there... All the exchange members are dead! Okay, so... Okay, so I want to go there. Oops. Actually, okay. I want to move. I want to do that. I want to have Karth start rapid shotting them. And then I want Mission to... What? I want Mission to get around them so she can... Basically so she can kind of do crit damage, or sneak attack damage. There we go. Not too bad. I got hurt a bit, but...
Damn. I told Davik that his salvage mission was a bad idea. His men aren't trained for this kind of thing, and I can't babysit them all. Okay, boys. We're getting out of here before I lose anyone else. I can't carry all this salvage back by myself. You'd be smart to get out of here as well. Even if you can handle the rat ghouls, I doubt there's anything worth finding anymore.
That's nice of you to say that, at least. And we did help you in the fights. Just gotta run away and back to the surface. What do you mean by that?
Davik sent me down here with this motley crew to scavenge whatever we could from the Republic escape pods that crashed during the recent battle overhead. But the lower city gangs got here first. Anything worthwhile in those Republic pods is probably in their hands by now. Davik won't like that.
Man, Candor's is surprisingly open. Oh, I love this when it glitches in the game where your character won't face him because either I wasn't on him, on his avatar during the instigation of a combat, or he's standing in the wrong spot. Anyway, Candor's pretty open about telling us all this stuff for working for basically a mafia-like organization. He's pretty open about just telling us everything about it. It's kind of fun. It's kind of interesting.
What are you, an off-worlder? Everyone knows Davik. He's a member of the Exchange. You know, the interstellar crime syndicate. Smuggling, gambling, extortion. Davik controls it all here on Taris. That's why I'm working for him. But lately, the lower city gangs have been giving my boss some trouble.
Well, they are troublesome like that. They're like gnats to be squashed under my heel. I mean, that's my other character I've made before in the past. What do you know about the gangs anyway?
This isn't really the best place to have these kinds of conversations. But I guess I could spare a couple of seconds for you. After all, you did help us out with those rat ghouls. The lower city is overrun with gangs, but the 2 most important ones are the Hidden Becks and the Black Vulkars. Used to be the Becks were the big dog and kept the others in line. But lately the Black Vulkars are moving in on Beck turf and challenging them for control. The Vulkars are even starting to defy Davik. Take these escape pods, for example. Everyone knew Davik would want first crack at them. But I know for a fact those damn Vulkars have already sent their own salvage party down here.
Okay, we know about that, so we better let them. You know, like he said, this probably isn't the best place for conversation. That's the weird thing about RPGs. Sometimes you'll just start talking, having in-depth conversation in the weirdest of places. But anyway.
Come on, boys, let's move out.
Oh well. Anyway.
Yes?
Yeah. Too bad I took a hit. Yeah, Candor's basically died during that combat, and there's no reason to like. You don't really need to save them because there's no unique dialogue if you like completely save all of them. And yeah, the poison. Luckily, the poison won't kill me. Well, it might kill me, but if we're out of combat, I get auto healed anyway. So anyway, with those rat ghouls defied, now we've got Mission Val in tow. But unfortunately, she needs our help against Zalbar. So what'll we do next? Will we continue on to the crashed Republic pods before saving Zalbar, or will we brave the sewers and the Gamorreans to save her Wookiee friend and possibly become their ally? Find out next time on Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and may the Force be with you.